New tonight out of South Hadley, former superintendent of South Hadley Schools, Dr. Jamal Mosley, has resigned after being on leave now for several months. Dr. Mark McLaughlin, who assumed the role of acting superintendent last year, has been unanimously voted as the new superintendent of South Hadley Public Schools through the end of this year. Dr. McLaughlin took on the role of acting superintendent after Dr. Mosley went on leave in March of last year. Additionally, Jennifer Voyek, who has been in the role of an acting assistant superintendent for finance and business operations, has also been officially hired as the SHPS assistant superintendent and finance and business operations until June of 2026.